Oh, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What is going on? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy, well, technically it's Christmas, but let's call it Christmas Eve. Welcome, in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. My name is Sean Azimi, and I help folks create side income, have a side gig using the online space and social media. If that is you, drop the word me in the comments and I'll get back with you after this live. Hey, I apologize. It's Christmas Eve and I'm not formally dressed up or anything of that sort, but it's the content that matters, right? Right. So if you're joining me live, you are a trooper, and let me know where you are tuning in from. Would be nice to know. I have a really cool one for you tonight. And yes, I myself am from Southern California. So let's go. Do you know that you can tap on your own video? I didn't know that. Welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're not following me, let's go. Follow me. I'll tell you all day how awesome I am. And and I will follow back. Merry Christmas to you as well. I appreciate you. I have a really cool live for you tonight. It's obviously Christmas Eve in the United States, and I, being a Christian, have a couple of friends that reached out to me, which is kind of surprising, actually. This was very surprising, I'll have to admit. It was very surprising. Did I tell you it was surprising? It was very surprising. So I had a couple of friends actually reach out to me and ask me which church I go to. And so I let them know which church I go to. And then they said, is there any event going on, or do you have anything going on for tonight? Is there some kind of a event for Christmas Eve at your church? And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. And these two are both atheists, and it just blows my mind that they would. It just didn't dawn on me, right away, but it just blows my mind that these two, they want to go to church for a Christmas Eve event, right? And not only they're not Christian, they're not anything at all. They don't actually believe in God. So it made me think. It made me think, and this is so true, because I used to be a Muslim, okay, and I used to go to the mosque and I used to do the prayer. And when it was a holiday for us, I had none of my friends ever reach out to me and tell me, hey, what's going on at the mosque? I would love to come by. I never had anybody reach out to me like that. What God do I believe in? There's only one God. Will be maybe they go there. You never know. They actually did go there. So nobody ever came to me and asked me, hey, what's going on at the mosque? Is there a event going on at the mosque? Nobody asked me that question ever. you know and so what I wanted to share with you is this: church is actually a place where it over the years, okay, over the years, it has attracted more non-believers than any other religion or denomination or any religious establishment, let's say. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'll be sure to follow back. Somebody made a comment. We don't think we are welcome. Oh, yeah. You are welcome where? To the mosque or to the church? Honey, that's such a cool name. To the mosque or to the church? Well, let me know which one you're not welcome to. But definitely, church is a place where I've had Muslim friends attend, not just once, like multiple, like month after week, like week after week. I've had atheist friends go to church, to the mosque. Yeah, of course, right? Um, I've had atheist friends go to church, and just like week after week after week. I've had even, I haven't had a Jewish friend, but I've had a couple of like spiritual, people say that I'm very spiritual. Those people attend, and these are just my personal friends, right? And so church is a place where it's so welcoming. Honey nailed it, right? Church is a place where it's so welcoming to anyone. See, the establishment, the walls, the doors, the platform, they're open for anybody to come. The seats, they're open to anybody to come in and sit down and enjoy a sermon, maybe read a couple of words, maybe understand, maybe not understand, that kind of a thing. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'll be sure to follow back. By the way, we are live on all channels: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If you're following me here, I suggest you follow me on other platforms as well. I'll share with you why at the end. But yeah, church is the only place where you can go, and you don't even have to be a Christian. In fact, there's a lot of people that go to church who are not Christian. I know plenty of, I honestly know plenty of people that today go to church and they're not even Christian. Maybe they have a spouse who's a Christian, or maybe they just like the church, they just like the songs, the songs that you and I skip, those guys. But absolutely, the one and only, right? But I find that so interesting, because every religion talks about, kindness. And if you didn't watch my live last night, although I got a little heated, I do get a little heated over Christmas and stuff, but I think you'll get a lot of value from last night's live. So just go through my profile and you'll find it, just like 2-3 posts down. And so but I get so hyped over this whole Christmas because it's my favorite, right? It's like my favorite thing. But it's interesting because all these religions talk about, kindness and this and that and the other thing, but they're not really welcoming in practice. They're not. They judge you when you go in there and you're not of their faith. You go to a mosque and you're a Christian, I mean, and you're loud about it, you know what I mean? It's not like you're like, right? You go in there, you're like, I'm a Christian. And they're like, oh, okay, what are you doing here? Like, right? Any other place you go to a synagogue and you say you're not Jewish, they'll be like, okay, well, if you're not Jewish, like, you can't even get into, like, how, right? Christianity is the only religion that has the church that allows anyone of any background, of any color, of any race, welcome. What happens within the church, what happens within the church is this. Then we as Christians, we screw things up. We're so good at that, right? Like, when it comes to screwing things up, leave it up to us. And we'll hurt people by our behaviors, by what we say. What about Islam? I actually just spoke about Islam. I used to be a Muslim for a long time. I used to pray 5 times a day. I used to go to Friday prayers. So I know a little bit about the religion. But we screw things up for other people, right? Somebody says, "Hey, I'm reading this verse from this Bible," and we're like, "Oh, don't read that Bible." It's like, dude, let the person just read the freaking Bible, right? Santa, I did a live last night. This was whole about Christmas and Santa Claus. If you like a little bit of a toughness, that's my rare side that comes out once in a blue moon. I'm on fire. Last night I talked about Santa Claus and Christmas. If you haven't watched it, you may go watch that. That would be awesome. What was your earliest memory of Christianity? We are here to plant seeds of Christ. What was my earliest memory of Christianity, Ryan? I'll give you one example. One of the reasons, well, the reason why I turned Christian, okay, I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I had hit rock bottom. I don't know how much of this story I want to share. I had hit rock bottom, and I was having a really tough time to pay my bills. And somebody referred me to an organization where they could help me. Okay. And I never forget this day and this person. I get goosebumps now. I go and they made this arrangement. It was an office. I had to go in. I'll make it short. I'm just trying to pick and choose where I want to share the story because it's not a very short story. But so I was introduced and I was organized. It was organized to go meet this person at this office, and they would help me out if they could. So I went, and they were. I mean, she and she was able to help me in a way where when she said what she said, we were in an office. It was just me and her. And when she said what she said, I looked like this and I said, are you talking to me? And she said, yeah. And I just busted up crying. And I'm not even close to Jesus or anything like that. Nothing at all. So I was just busting up. I was just overwhelmed with emotions. And she gives me this sheet of paper. Ryan, are you still there? So she gives me this sheet of paper. If you're still there, drop a yes in the comments. She gives me this sheet of paper with a few people's names and phone numbers. She goes, reach out to these people. They may, okay, cool. And they said, yeah, they may be able to help you out with other stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I remember, here's my first memory, okay? I'm wrapping it up right here. I get up to leave. Her office, and her name was Kathy. I get up to leave the office. Hands me the paper. I grab it. I get up and leave. I get to her door. I open it. I step 1 foot out. She says, hey, Sean. I go, yeah. And I turn around and I go, yeah. She goes, hey, do you ever go to church? I go, church? No, I don't. I'm not a church kind of guy. And then she goes, maybe you should. That's what she told me. And then when we were sitting at her desk, and I said, who does this? Like who can just do this? Right? Because I never understood like donations and stuff like that. And she said that these are a bunch of Christians that, Christian churches that help. And I said, Why? She said, because they want to. And I was like, really? I was so puzzled. I was just blown away. I really was. I was just like, nobody had ever done anything like that for me, ever, ever. And I was just so blown away. And this is not like 100 years ago. We're talking, this is 2011. What is that, 13 years ago? Yeah, 13 years ago. August is when I turned a Christian. This was right around July of 2011. I'm walking out. She goes, "Hey, you ever go to church?" I go, "No." She goes, "Yeah, maybe you should." Right. And the next night, the next day, the girl that I was dating at the time, she said she had a dream. And this girl, when she had a dream, I would be like, "Oh my God!" Like, it's one of those that it's like crazy. Her dreams were insane. Like, every time she says she had a dream, I would be like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" Because every time it came true. Like, it's just such a trip. So the next day she calls me. She goes, "Hey, I had a dream about you last night." I'm like, "Oh my God." She goes, "No, no, no. I saw you that you're going to church." I said, "What?" "Yeah. Okay. I'm going to the mosque. How am I going to be going to church? Like, how do you even see that? Like, in a dream?" She goes, "Oh, that's what I saw." So, and then I'll give you about a week later. I converted. It was a week later, and never looked back. So, yeah. But you know what? I'll tell you what, I've talked about this before. People get church hurt, people get Christian hurt. Buddha said, if it weren't for Christians, I would be a Christian. He never said Jesus sucks, Jesus doesn't exist. He never said any of those things. He said, you know what? Christian people suck. They ruin it for us. That's the truth. Right? So people get hurt, people get church hurt. And I personally, I gave, this was a few nights ago, I had talked about this. I can remember that I got seriously burnt by two hardcore Christians, actually four, but let's say just like two hardcore burns in business with two, solid Christian folks. So there's bad seeds everywhere. That's what I would tell you. You just got to, what I refer to as your MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. You pick them very carefully and you don't let them be shaken. Your MVPs, your morals, your values, your principles. When you have those solid, you got God, you got faith, things are going to come at you. Things are going to attack. That's cool. Thank you for the gift. That's cool that you've been a Christian all your life. I haven't. And yeah, so I can definitely speak. I came close a couple times. I'll be truthful. I came close a couple times in early 90s, late 80s. But no, I actually used to. The funny thing, where's my Muslim friend? Is he still on? I actually used to pray for my Christian friends when I was going to the mosque. I'd be like, what are they talking about? Like, this guy came out and he was born, and what what are they talking about? Like, what is this? Like, I used to be like, what? I used to pray for them. And now here we are. God works in pretty funny ways. If you've always had a good heart, you were on the path. Welcome to the. You know what? I don't know about that, because there's a lot of people with good heart and wrong direction, right? And there's a lot of people with bad heart that got saved. So there is some truth to that, but I don't know if it's, but yeah, I converted back in August 17, 2011. Got baptized 9/11, and which was crazy. But yeah, so the whole story is church is a good place. You go there, you sing some songs, you learn some stuff. There's some good stories in there. You don't have to see people like look at this book and they're like, oh my gosh, the Bible. Just don't look at it as a Bible. Read some of the wisdom in here. It's amazing. It's like some of this stuff is like it's amazing. If you don't even think about like the Bible, and then you bring the Bible into it, you're like, whoa, that's cool, right? So yeah, religion. I talked about that a couple nights ago. I think it was like a couple weeks ago actually. But I'll give you this. I'll give you this, and I'll wrap it up because I honestly didn't think I was going to talk this long. John is a good place to start. John is a great place to start. Yeah, John, Matthew, Luke, all the first 3, 4 in the New Testament are great. Um, here's one thing that I did a live. It was 2, 3 nights ago, and it was the what is the one difference between Christianity and everything else? Okay, and it was a pretty decent live because I brought in a study from Oxford University back from the 1900s, and I brought that study into the live. But the one thing that separates everything is that all the religions from there's a couple of things, but one thing is that you are always chasing God in other religions. Like you have broken the laws and now you got to chase back God to please God, to make sure that you don't do that anymore. You don't make mistakes anymore. You're always on your tiptoes because you have to chase God every day to be saved. In Christianity, that's all done for you. God is in you. No religion, no book says God is within you. Nothing. No religion says that. So I like that idea. I like the idea that, hey, if I can't talk to anybody, especially my own dad, if I can't get advice from my people down here, I can reach into some higher power, right? That's cool. So the fact that and the other thing is grace, and I talked about extensively in the live, so you got to go check out the live. It's I think three nights ago with the title. If you can't find it, just send me a message. I'll tag you to it, and you can check it out. But I think you'll get a lot of value. So that's the, and here's the thing. It's Christianity that's got the church, and church allows everybody. It's not like at the front door they're like, hey, are you a Christian? Oh, you can't come in if you're not. Oh, you're Jewish? Oh, stay out. Oh, you're what? No, right? It's not like that. It's so welcoming, right? It's the people in the church that ruin it for others, right? It's us that we need to live by the example, right? We got to spread the seeds. We got to multiply. We got to evangelize, right? Sometimes we don't do a really good job. Let's see. You can never lose yourself, right? You can never lose your salvation. Once you got it, you got it. So it's like that's cool. That's cool because I never had that, right? That feels loved. Feels like I'm loved, right? It's like no matter what you do, your mom, your dad will love you, adore you, right? Be there for you. It's like same thing here, but let's multiply that by heavenly powers and like wow, just like, right? So that is always cool. So I'm asking you, I did listen to Pastor Allen, and he teaches on Sunday mornings. Well, his church is in Florida, First Naples Church, and I'm in Southern California, so I can't go to church, obviously. But I did listen to him through YouTube, and um, he's got some really good thoughts, right? One thing that he says at the end when he wraps things up, he says, "Oh, that's a whole other life. I'll do my best on one other night to do it the way I know how." Trinity. But one thing that he says, I love what he says at the end when he wraps everything up. He goes, "Go out there and be the church." I love that. I think that's so cool, right? And I'm asking you to go out there, be the church, which means be welcoming to everybody. If you walk around and you breathe and you speak and everything is Jesus and Jesus and Jesus, you're not going to attract a lot of non-Jesus folks, because they're going to be turned off by you. They're going to be like, "Oh my God, that's not how you expand the kingdom. You expand the kingdom by all the non-Jesus folks," right? So, Dr. Aiken Rogers, a great pastor and preaches how much. Okay, I'll check it out for sure. You are the right and preach free. You are loved by God always, always, which is really cool. So go out there, be the church. I love that, and be welcoming to people, be loving to people. Hey, tomorrow, right now, is there's a special little boy born, in case you don't know, and the whole wide world, regardless of religion, are celebrating it, which is gotta blow your mind. They celebrated, and they may not be of faith. That's how God works. It's like, you celebrate my birthday even though you don't believe in me. All right, that's cool. Right? Love it. Everybody who's on, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate it, if you don't celebrate it, probably a good idea to celebrate it. But if not, happy holidays to you. I pray that you have a wonderful Christmas. And if it's on your heart to receive a Christmas miracle this year, I pray that the good Lord hears your prayers and you receive it. Will you come back and let me know if you did? I would love to hear that. With that, I hope that you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. If you're not following me, I don't know why you're not, because I'll tell you all day how amazing I am. Follow me, I'll follow back. We are live on all channels: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, Threads, everywhere. I go with Side Gig Sean. That's me everywhere. And the reason why I ask you to follow me on other platforms is I've heard that January 18th, TikTok is going to get shut down. Then I heard the CEO of TikTok saying, "Oh, no. Somebody said we're going to buy TikTok, so we're not going to shut it down." Then CEO of TikTok says, "Oh, no, I'm going to take this to Supreme Court." Then I heard President Trump talk about, so it's like, I have no idea what's going to happen. If you like my content, I can actually do more on Facebook and Instagram, which I do. So I recommend you follow me there. If you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. Let's go. And with that, again, I am Sean Azimi. I go with Side Gig Sean, and I help people like myself, like yourself, to create a side gig using online, and we use social media to make money. So if that's you, if you want, and most of I go for a kingdom based team. So that's kind of, if that's you, if you like to start a side gig, you have no idea what to do, but you don't have a whole lot of time, you want to do it online, you don't want to miss the boat, you kind of want to just, take on something. Drop the word me in the comments, and I'll get back with you after this live. I appreciate you guys. If you're following me now and you're my new follower, if this is your first time, hopefully it won't be your last time. And with that, I am signing off. Until tomorrow, Merry Christmas, everybody. Until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.